Hey everybody, if you're watching this video, it means that you are through with some of the activities at least from Unit 8, Lesson 1. And this video will prepare you a little bit for Activity 4 in this lesson. It's on page 147. And on that page, you see a little form. This is a computer form that patients are meant to fill out when they go into a regular doctor appointment, and they have to answer some questions about their medical conditions and their family medical conditions, and also any symptoms that they are having right now. So the whole form together, sometimes we call this a medical history, and this part about medical conditions has a place for both you and a family member. This is an immediate family member like father, mother, brother, sister. And then here in this part below, these are symptoms. These are things that you feel, and especially things that you are feeling recently or things that brought you to visit the doctor. So we're going to divide this video into two parts, and we're going to look at the vocabulary for these different things. We'll start with medical conditions. Basically, this means that these are diseases or these are medical problems that a person can have. Now, we have a list of 7 things here, and I'm going to read this list to you. Please listen carefully to try to hear the pronunciation and confirm the pronunciation for yourself. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and allergies. Let's look at these one by one to see what they mean. Now, blood pressure is this. This is a picture of an artery. This is where the blood flows in your body, and as the blood, because it's a liquid, it presses out on your veins. It presses out on your body. That pressure is called your blood pressure. And this is the way that we take blood pressure. Usually they put a little cuff around your arm. They fill it full of air, and then they check your blood pressure. So this is the pressure of the blood pushing out on your veins and arteries. The next word is cholesterol. Cholesterol is a type of sticky fat that usually comes from eating animal products. And you can see down here some of the animal products like beef and chicken and eggs. Cheeseburgers for sure, anything with cheese, shrimp. So these foods have a special kind of fat that can stick in veins and cause heart problems. So you can see here, if this is a vein, the cholesterol is this yellow material on the inside of the vein, and it makes the vein sort of more thin, makes it have less space. So that is cholesterol. The next word is heart disease. Heart disease. And as you can see here, there are many types of heart disease. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know all of these heart diseases, but this first disease here is the one caused by cholesterol, coronary artery disease. This means that in the artery near your heart, there's something blocking it because of the cholesterol. That's one kind of heart disease. There's another one that's a valve disease. So these are like little doorways in your arteries, and they can, open and close. And if they don't open and close properly, then you have a different kind of heart disease. You can probably see here that in this heart, the vein is kind of swollen, maybe a clot got in there, something is blocking it, and that can cause a heart attack. So that's called an aneurysm. So all around the circle there are many different kinds of heart disease, but basically this is any disease which affects the heart. The next word is diabetes. Diabetes is a disease in which the body can't control the amount of sugar in the blood, and it sometimes happens in children. And these children have a problem with their pancreas. They don't have the right kind of chemicals in their blood, so they get a special pump that can put insulin into their blood to solve their problem. And if you're older and you get diabetes when you're older, then you often have to check, your blood sugar several times a day to make sure everything's fine. The next one is stroke. And basically a stroke means that it's a serious medical problem that happens when an artery is blocked in the head and blood can't travel to the brain. So you can see that the blood flows through all of these different arteries, and if the artery is blocked here, then no blood can come to this part of the brain. So if your brain doesn't get blood, it starts to get damaged, the cells start to die, and that is called a stroke. The next one, cancer. Now this is super famous. Pretty much everybody knows, what cancer is. This is a serious disease in which cells in one part of the body start to grow in a way that is not normal. So you can see usually there's a little tumor and it grows and gets bigger, it grows and gets bigger, and sometimes if it grows enough it can move to other parts of the body. That is cancer. The last word in this little group is allergy. And allergy is a medical condition where a person becomes very sick when they eat something, or their skin has a very bad reaction when they touch something. So there's different kinds of allergies. Some people have an allergy to certain plants or animals. Some people have an allergy to latex, like if you put on gloves, then you get a bad reaction in your skin. Some people have an allergy to bees or insects when they sting you, or if they eat peanuts, if they take some kind of medication like antibiotics, can sometimes cause allergies. So there are many different types of allergies, but basically this means that you have like one thing that your body doesn't like, and when you eat it or when you touch it, your body kind of goes crazy. That's an allergy. So let's do a little review. Pause the video, take out a piece of paper, and try to remember the word from our list. Write down the words 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready for the answers? This should be blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes. Here are 3 more. Pause the video and start again when you're ready. Got the answers? Number 5 is allergy, 6, cancer, and 7 starts with an S, a stroke. So I hope you got 7 out of 7 correct. Now we're going to move to the next list. Part 2 of this video is about symptoms, medical symptoms. These are things that people feel. They're not like diseases, but it's the thing you feel when you have a disease. So I'm going to read this whole list just to get you accustomed to the pronunciation. Tiredness, sleeplessness, weakness in arms or legs. Actually, let's start with those 3. tiredness, sleeplessness, and weakness in arms or legs. So tiredness is a feeling of being tired in your body, especially if you are tired for a long time, like if you're tired for many days or many weeks, or if you are more tired than usual, that can be a medical problem. Sleeplessness, and some people call this insomnia, is a situation where you are tired or it is time to sleep, but you can't sleep. Okay, so when you're trying to sleep, you want to sleep, but you can't sleep. That's called sleeplessness. The next one is weakness. Weak is the opposite of strong. So weakness is the feeling of not being strong, not being able to move, or maybe you can move, but you're not able to do normal activities. That is weakness. Here's a few more. Sneezing, coughing, congestion. So sneezing is a funny little thing that happens in your nose. When you feel an itch in your nose and air comes suddenly out of your nose and mouth, that is sneezing, okay? And then coughing is pushing air out of your throat, usually repeated a few times, like that's coughing. Sneezing, coughing. And congestion. Congestion means the situation when the pathways for the air in your nose are all closed. And it's a little bit hard to talk, and you sound a little bit like this. The air doesn't pass through your nose because the path for the air is full of water, or the path for the air is full of mucus. That's kind of gross, but that's what it is, congestion. So, can you remember these words? The first one starts with a T. Actually, pause the video and write them down. When you're ready, start again so you can check. All right, guys, number 8 is tiredness. 9, sneezing. And 10, coughing. That's coughing. 11, oh, sorry. Pause the video and write down your answers. Okay, 11 should be weakness. 12, congestion. And 13, sleeplessness. Sleeplessness. All right, so we're doing pretty good with symptoms. Let's add a few more to our list. Actually, I want to look at this one. The pronunciation is nausea. And together with nausea, almost always is vomiting. Not always, but many often times. And then I also want to look at dizziness with this group. Nausea, vomiting, and dizziness. So nausea is a feeling of being sick in your stomach. If your stomach doesn't feel right, your stomach feels like it's moving around, like your stomach doesn't feel good, then that's nausea. You have nausea. Vomiting is when your body pushes food from your stomach and out your mouth. When your body pushes food out, that's vomiting. And then dizziness is a little bit different. In English, dizziness is a feeling that you have lost your balance or a feeling that you are about to fall down. If you feel dizzy, people in the United States usually think of this feeling as happening in their head, feeling dizzy. It's like you feel like you're going to fall down. So let's review. Pause the video to write down these answers. Did you get this? Dizziness, nausea, and vomiting. Good job. Okay, we're almost finished. The next words all have this in common: stomach ache. And right now we're doing symptoms with the word ache. Be a little bit careful because this spelling says CH, so some people like to say ch here. But a lot of words that are related to the medical field and medicine and doctors, the CH sounds like the letter K. It sounds like k, k, k. So this is actually a stomach ache. Same thing here, head ache. Then we have chest pain, and the last one, aches and pains. Let's look at what these mean. So a stomach ache is a feeling of pain in your stomach. So that's a little bit different from nausea. Nausea is a feeling of sickness, but a stomach ache is a feeling of pain. The next one is a headache. This is a feeling of pain in your head. There are many different kinds, as you can see. Next we have chest pain, and this is super scary. This is a feeling of pain in your chest, usually connected to a heart attack, or it can be sometimes a panic attack if you have pain in your chest. And then the last one, aches and pains. And aches and pains is a situation where you have pain in many parts of your body. Sometimes this is connected to a chronic disease, like arthritis. Then you would have aches and pains like in your hands and your knees sometimes. Other times it is connected to a short-term disease like influenza. Definitely if you have the flu, you can get lots of aches and pains in your muscles, in your arms, your legs, your neck, your back, and that's just part of the disease. So if you know that you have aches and pains, you can tell the doctor, you know what, I have a lot of aches and pains, I think I'm sick. And there's one more word that you need to know. It is right here. That is numbness in feet. And I don't have a picture of feet here. This is a picture of a hand. But it's still showing numbness. Basically, numbness is a situation where you can't feel anything. So if you can't feel your hands, like you don't have any pain, but you don't have any sensation, you can't feel anything, that's numbness. And that sometimes you get numbness if you put your hand or foot in the wrong position, but sometimes that you can have numbness for other reasons. So if you're worried about it, you can tell the doctor, I have numbness. Now, do you remember these words? Take a minute to write these down on a piece of paper and then restart the video when you're ready. Okay guys, 17 is headache, 18 aches and pains, 19 stomach ache. Whoops, that should be number 20. On your paper right now, pause the video, write down 20 and 21. These are the last ones. Ready? 21 should be, oops, chest pain, or I should say 20 is chest pain, and then 21 is numbness. Let's do a little review. These words are high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and allergies. Now just think to yourself, have you had any of these medical conditions in your past, in your own history? And what about people in your immediate family? What about your family history? Do you have any family members with these medical conditions? And if you want a little challenge, check yourself. Can you remember the 7 words for these 7 medical conditions? If you want some time, pause the video and practice. Okay, we're going to continue. Those are the answers to the 7 medical conditions, and then let's move to symptoms. These words are tiredness, sleeplessness, sneezing, coughing, congestion, dizziness, aches and pains, vomiting, nausea, stomachache, headache, chest pain, weakness in arms or legs, and numbness in feet. Have you had any of these symptoms recently? Just think to yourself for a minute or two. And the next question is, can you remember the words for these 14 symptoms? If I take away some of the letters there, can you remember what the symptoms are? If you want to practice, pause the video. Practice by yourself for just a second. And the answers are here. Finally, another really important thing, this list does not have all of the possible medical conditions on it, so I would be curious to know, what other medical conditions do you have in your family's medical history, but maybe which are not on these lists? In the past, I've had people tell me thyroid problems, hypothyroidism. Some people have told me that they had ulcers in their stomach. Some people talk about low blood pressure, not high blood pressure, and different, different problems like that. So the important thing is that if you have a medical condition in your family, maybe get out a dictionary, a bilingual dictionary, put that word in the dictionary and find the English word to say that, to say that medical condition that you need to talk about with your doctor, and then you'll be prepared. That's the end of this video. Thanks for listening.